All right, so I have to do each of these motions separately?
Yes.
Okay, just confirming. Thank you. I move we appoint Patty Brenner as the Freedom Information Officer.
Second.
Peterson.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Bellinger.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Bowen.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
I move that we continue using Blue Cross Blue Shield of Kansas as our healthcare provider.
Second.
Bowen.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Bellinger.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Sorry to interrupt. As you can see, the rates are there for us. We're gonna have a 3% decrease with health insurance. Dental and vision did go up some, but we will have a 3% decrease this year for health insurance.
Dental went up. I haven't seen vision.
Oh, I thought I saw vision was on that as well. Maybe just dental, sorry. So, but that would be a benefit. So to the district, so you have that. So we'll work through that as we go through it, but we are seen a 3% decrease.
Excellent. I move we authorize the superintendent to transfer funds as needed.
Second.
Linton.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Bellinger.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Bowen.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
I move that we use OFG Financial through Bay Bridge as district cafeteria plan.
Second.
Parsons.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Bowen.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Bellinger.
Aye.
I appoint the superintendent as the hearing officer for school food service appeals. I appoint Patty Brenner as the food service representative. I move that we set petty cash limits for the year for superintendent $350, high school $200, middle school $200, and elementary school $200.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Bellinger.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Bowen.
Aye. I move we reimburse the mileage reimbursement match the state rate of 65.5 cents per mile for the 23-24 school year.
I got numbers transposed earlier on when I first sent this out, so Patty caught it luckily, and so those are the correct numbers, so I apologize. I don't know how that happened.
Okay. Was there a second?
Second.
Okay. Bellinger.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Bowen.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
I move that we establish a substitute rate at the current rate of $100 per day.
Second.
Bowen.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Bellinger.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
I appoint the superintendent as the compliance coordinator for the federal title programs in section 504. Appoint Dan Fager as the asbestos representative. Appoint the superintendent to be the homeless children and educational services coordinator. And the next is does anybody have any questions before the motion on the revenue neutral rate form?
Okay, we've closed out the budget for the previous school year. Worked with Fred Meyer from Greenbush and got that done, so it's been a good process to help us with our transfers and everything. I've started the budget myself. In the past, Fred has done that, and we've worked with Fred, but I am leading that with Fred's assistance on a phone call just to do that. As part of this, we have to, with the revenue neutral rate procedures that we have to follow, once I've started on the budget, I have the main funds, which are general, supplemental general LOB, capital outlay, and LOB. So we've done the work on those to do that, and you see the revenue neutral form there that I presented to you. We have to send this to the county treasurer by July 20th to let her know about the intent to consider exceeding the revenue neutral tax rate. We won't actually take a vote on it until September, but we have to send this form to the county treasurer, and then she will send it to the people in Osage County that are in our district to make them aware of this. But if it's voted not to exceed the rate and go to it, then we would go with the rate that we'd had previously. But we cannot exceed the rate that's on there.
So basically, this is the max.
This is the max, and
I
it could be adjusted as we go through the budget process to do that. So if we were to have the revenue neutral tax rate for 2022, 2023 was 30.567. That was the actual tax rate that we had for that. To have the neutral tax rate for this upcoming school year, the 23-24 school year, we'd have to be revenue neutral, we'd have to have the mills at 28.961. As of right now, with the work that I've done and we've done, and assessed evaluation has gone up just over 2 million for our area locally compared to what was last year. We were at 37 million plus last school year, and we're at 39 million plus this school year. With that increase, it's obviously an increase of taxes levied based on the assessed evaluation. We have some, luckily, health insurance is going down. That's a good thing. Our contribution to the interlocal co-op is going to be 100,000 plus because of the raises they're giving, and honestly, the state not fully funding special education. That's actually dropped some compared to what it's been. So we're going to see over $100,000 increase on that. We have about an $80,000 increase on property insurance premiums, just based on nothing that we can control in our area. It's, nationwide that we have to deal with that. Have an increase of you look at a gas, electric could be up to over 10% at the end of the school year. There's a big hearing that's going to happen and could establish that. So in anticipation of those things and those additions, I'm recommending that we consider exceeding the revenue neutral rate based on the work done with the budget so far. I haven't got it completed. We have one question left in that was some revenue we got for CTE. But once I get that, I'll have that ready for you in August, and we'll talk about that in a minute. This is what this is what will be sent to. I don't know that we need to take action on it. I'm just making you aware that this is what's being sent to the county attorney, or county treasurer, and that's for her information. And again, we won't have this hearing until the September board meeting for the actual revenue neutral rate. Questions?
Looks like the total increase will be about 130.
Yes.
Okay.
Which special ed alone is
Yep.
more than
Eating
that,
that up.
yeah.
So,
But so now that I'm 4 years in, I'm actually understanding this a lot, actually getting it. So, but capital outlay rate is basic, you're holding flat.
yes.
The bonded interest is what you have to need. I mean, that's what you have to put it out to get to pay what your bonded interest is.
Yeah.
So really the only flat, and then you have to keep the general at 20 because that's what they tell you. So literally the only thing that you can control with, is the LOB, supplemental general, and as you stated, all of the reasons above makes sense, and that's an increase of 90. But I have no issue with publishing this. I think in the past we've just published something very similar, and then obviously have more discussions as we get on our way to the hearing. So
Yeah, so we'll do that, and I'll explain that
Okay.
next.
so no action, just
Yeah, I
that.
don't.
Do we need a motion that we're going to exceed the revenue neutral?
No, because that's actually done at the hearing.
Okay.
This is just, I'm notifying the board that this is what we're sending to the county treasurer. And that's part of that procedure to do that. You guys were made aware of what this form was when I sent it, and it has to be there by July 20th.
So
So,
we'll have a packed house.
yeah, so we'll have in August or September, we'll have some people here, so.
And
Which is fine.
you'll have some more USC 420 under your belt.
Yeah,
so it'll
so
be.
I'm getting to know the budget a lot better than compared to a year ago last year.
It's
So.
done very good.
Of course. Okay, so, all right, that takes us into the budget schedule. Any other details? I think
So
we're- yeah.
again, just July 20th, we have to notify the county clerk of exceeding the revenue neutral rate, what that form is, and we'll get that sent. August board meeting, I'll review the budget with everyone. As we get it completed, we will go to KSDE and have them look it over. Fred's got his eyes on it too. So we're in good shape as we move forward in finalizing the budget. Pam and Patty are very good about knowing where things come out, and that's been very beneficial in establishing the budget. So we'll do that at the August board meeting. We have to send a notice in the paper 10 days prior to the hearing. So we will get that done before the September board meeting. Again, August will just be let you know where we're at, and then we'll have the hearing in September as we do that. And then along with the budget hearing, we have to do the revenue neutral rate budget or revenue neutral rate resolution first before we actually do the hearing for the budget.
Yep.
So that will happen in September. So a few things coming down the road with that. Any questions about the scheduling?
All right, so handbook recommendation.
So just a couple. When you're looking at leave policy to update, we're going to want to change the wording to say all full-time school employees must use all leave available before requesting leave without pay. Exceptions would include anyone under the Family Medical Leave Act. And then just change a word in there because it's a classified handbook. Change certified personnel to classified personnel, just a language or wording update. So those are the two recommendations for the classified handbook. Questions?
Any questions?
Is there a reason?
Just we have some staff are asking for paid time off or what pay without leave when they have leave to use.
Leave without pay.
Yes, sorry,
That's okay.
18 ways of
Yeah.
saying it. So we feel like they should use their leave and then use that as a last resort to not be paid.
I'm just thinking like if they need a day and they take a day without pay, knowing that they want to have that leave available in case they get sick down the road.
Then I'll be in,
Yeah.
And typically they've used up the sick, it's really the other part of that.
Or the
Yeah, so
vacation, okay,
we feel like that's what they need to do
okay.
and for that, so.
Just trying to think that through.
Hey, Ted, one
Yeah.
quick,
Yes,
is that me? Okay.
yes, Kathy.
Okay, under the employee leave policy, the language that's struck out, is that the only place though where we talk about how the accrual is earned? That was my only concern.
That,
I don't,
that statement there is the beginning of leave. So then as you go farther down into the pages, it talks about personal time and vacation and sick. So,
about how they accrue it?
yes.
Okay.
yeah, there's,
Okay.
Yep, good question. Good question.
And sick leave is the only one that they can accrue.
Everything else is granted at the beginning of the year.
If they've been here a year, any employee that's been here over a year, they
Right.
get it at the beginning.
And it's a use it or lose it?
Everything's use it or lose it but the sick leave.
Okay.
Do we do all the recommendations at once, or are they, yeah,
just
okay.
do it. Whatever.
Yeah, she said I could do it.
Okay.
Okay, high school. Student handbooks.
Well, really, these all come together when it comes to that. The main update that you see will be the attendance policy, adding to and adding excessive absences. We're seeing students that are, parents are calling them excused, and it's becoming excessive. They're missing a lot of school, even with excused, being excused. And if we were to try to hold them accountable in any way outside of the school with the truancy, basically through the county attorney, we have to have something written in policy to say that if you are this many excused and you continue to be gone without a note or without anything, their procedure, then you could be considered truant. We have to have that in our handbooks in order to have some teeth to that. Unfortunately, we have some students that they do this where the parents call them in quite a bit and they're gone quite a bit. And we really, if we were to turn them in truant, we wouldn't have any teeth behind it because we don't have it in policy when it comes down to it. So Dina's done a lot of work. The other two have put this together, and they come to this agreement to have the consistency across the buildings with the 10 excused absences. That after that, they will have to have documentation be provided for all absences, doctor or whatever, and that have to be provided. If it continues, then this gives the principals the authority to turn them in truant. If families don't work with us, then we can do that. Anything to add on that? That's the main part of the attendance that's added is excessive absenteeism. This doesn't include unexcused, parent doesn't call in, kid doesn't show up. Those are all taken care of through the 357 truancy policy that's in state statute. But this is really related to excused absences, and that if you get over 10, then we have some backing behind that.
I really like the consistency in the wording in all the buildings. That's really nice.
So under the part with D for the half day, in order to participate in the activities.
Mm-hmm.
So since we're putting that in with the homeschooling deal, how's that gonna?
We have to take the parent's word for it when it comes to the homeschool, just like we would that they were in good standing. We'd have to take the parent's word for that.
That they were in school for half a day?
For at least half a day. So that's what's been put through as part of the legislation.
And they're technically not a student, so they don't have to follow the student handbook anyway.
Well,
yeah,
I guess.
But that's how we'd have to take the parent word for it when it comes to the homeschool students.
The only thing I would ask is that we figure out a way to communicate this, not just in the handbook, since this is kind of a major change, just to make sure that we have like a newsletter or some way that parents actually get their eyes drawn to this, whether it's
It might be good in the monthly newsletter, just
something to make sure that we call it out so that they're.
I personally would probably send out a K-Swift message with like a bit.ly to my link, basically, stating a new handbook update. That's kind of what I did last year when we put the cell phone policy in place, because I just felt like they would access that more through a text message link than they probably would reading the monthly newsletter.
I just think it's a big enough change that we need to make sure that we do our part.
Yeah.
So
And I'll
people are
help
aware.
you mind through the parent meetings that we have at each grade level.
Good.
And this is typical number, that 10 excused that districts use, so that's typical as we go through that.
Unexcused count toward the 10 though? If I have 3 unexcused and 8 excused, am I over the 10?
If you have 3 unexcused, chances are I'm already reporting you for truancy,
Okay.
because that's what it is if you have 3 unexcused absences.
Oh, gotcha. So
Yeah.
The way this is written, no, but it could be combined, as you go through that, so. But this is really those ones that the parent calls in all the time and it just becomes excessive on being gone, so. I think the only other update was Natasha's put some incentive information in there, just procedural information. That's different than what she had previously in the previous year, so. I think anything else on those handbooks?
no, it read good. They read well. Anybody else?
I just had one quick question. So between each of the buildings, I do like how, where they landed with the 10 days and here's, what's excused or not excused. The question I had was, I'm trying to remember which buildings were which, but I think some had call, some had call or email, some had you had to let them know by 9, some appeared to be you can let them know all day. Is there any consistency that we can put in there for the buildings, just, for parents that are maybe working with students that are across buildings?
Well, I don't know that there needs to be based on just how the offices operate, that they can do it as they do. As you get older, hopefully you would have to make fewer of those calls. And I know that as you get to excessive, our principals are communicating with those families frequently, like you're getting there, here's where it's at, here's what we can do to help, those things. But I think it'd be difficult to try to be consistent on that communication piece just because the offices operate differently. But just know that communication will go out and that it'll be consistent about them knowing might not be the same time frame, but it'll be consistent that they are aware and informed.
All right. I move that we accept the recommendations for the classified handbook and the building handbooks. Student handbooks.
Second.
Clinton,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Bellinger,
Aye.
Parsons,
Aye.
Bowen,
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
All right, Todd, anything?
No 3 lakes this week.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's all right. Superintendent report.
Just a few updates here. Access control is all done. We need to wait for our tech guy to get in place to open some ports and different things. That's way beyond my capabilities.
And he starts Monday. That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
so he'll start Monday, officially. But everything, we gotta get some cameras situated and then set up the whole key card entry thing. We're not able to access it yet from our devices because the port's not open to get to the server and all that stuff. So once we do that, then Pam's ready to start creating cards and creating access to do that. And when we have some camera things that we need to get lined up, but all the installation is done for the access control as we do that. So we should be ready to go when teachers return to give their key card access and go through that process. So track respray is complete, looks really good. Did a good job out there. So we have that going on. Today we were notified that we were awarded a safe and secure grant from KSDE. They allotted $5 million for districts to.
Is that me?
Kat? Oh, sorry.
Your watch is talking to you.
Sorry, Siri. We were awarded safe and secure grant. We requested 40-some thousand, I think, and we got 10,000 because it's prorated based. That $5 million is prorated based on student enrollment from all the requests that come in from the district. So what I'd applied for was we're putting a new window in that entry door in Homewood by Coach Fort's office down there. We think there needs to be a window so we can see who's coming in and out. We just don't want to let anybody in.
Oh, wow.
So that's going to be done here this month, actually, the install. Also put it in for updating the intercom system. Ours is outdated and we have some zoning issues. And then also the Halo smart sensors, since we weren't able to use ESSER funds for those. So it looks like mostly will be for the windows and possibly some help with the Halo smart sensors to get those going. So we'll be using the safe and secure funds for that. We've ordered some new office furniture in different buildings and we have old stuff that's not in good shape. I just kind of need consensus where you guys are okay with us to put it out there to say if you want it, come and get it. We don't have a lot of storage. It's not really great. I mean, we're not going to get anything out of it financially. They're not in that good shape. So just consensus, you guys are okay with that. Dina's got some stuff. Natasha's got some stuff, I think. Tim, do you have new office furniture?
I like my stuff.
Yeah. So, but just want to.
Chair's better than me.
I was gonna say, can we switch out
That's
into
fine, yeah,
these
you know.
farm chairs?
I don't think they're in very good shape, so I don't think we can get anything. But instead of storing them or getting rid of them, we thought we'd put them out to the staff and others to see if they want them. And then after that, then we'll probably just trash them and do that. So
Excellent.
Just to let you know. Yeah, Luke starts Monday, tech director. So I met with him last week, got him the keys and as much information he can study, kind of get an idea. I've been here and there everywhere, so I don't know. He stopped by the office the other day, but he officially starts Monday, so we'll get him rolling and going. So online enrollment is open. We opened it Monday. Having some kinks in there. The tech fee was not activated, wasn't clicked on, so we did that this morning. So we'll have to work through that as for those that have enrolled. But I think other than that, that's all we know. But we do have in-person enrollment August 7th and 8th here at the district. So we'll get that finalized and then get ready. Teachers report August 15th and the students start that Friday, August 18th for the school year. Tried to meet this week for negotiations, but weren't able, just scheduling conflicts. So we're looking to try to schedule something for the last week in July to start that process. So I'm going to be gone next week on a vacation, so it'll have to be the week after in July to get that done. So we'll get a date set and hopefully get that finished pretty quickly. That's all I have, unless you guys have questions about anything.
Excellent. I move that we approve the faculty staff luncheon on Thursday, August 17th. The board is also invited and using Maryland's Place restaurant.
We do that on that work day, that Thursday work day, and feed the staff. So.
Second.
Parsons.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Bowen.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Bellinger.
Aye.
All right, we are not going to have a personnel executive session. I'm going to move that we approve Lisa Winchester as to work at the salad bar and Denise Isabel as a dishwasher.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Bellinger.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Bowen.
Aye. I move we go into executive session to discuss negotiation topics pursuant to the exception of our employer-employee negotiations under COMA, and the open meeting will resume in the boardroom at 8 o'clock with the superintendent present.
Second.
Bellinger.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Bowen.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
All right, back to the open meeting, no action taken in executive session. I move that we adjourn.
Second.
I'm fighting for that second.
Bowen,
Aye.
Linton,
He's not here.
Oh,
Peterson,
Aye.
Bellinger,
Aye.